Hello friends, in the last video, we discussed about how Tata Motors split its business, what happened afterwards and what it really meant for the investors. In today's video, let's talk about another company, Hindustan Organic Chemicals Limited or HOCL. It added 1687 crores to its net worth with just one accounting entry. That's right, with just a single entry. But what happened afterwards? What it meant for the investors? Were they better off or worse off after this? Let's discuss in detail in today's video. Hi, my name is Prateej and welcome to Deep Dive into IFRS. HOCL was having some operational issues for quite some time. Losses were mounting. It was around this time that the company had to take up mandatory Ind AS adoption. So as part of this, the company's land holdings had to be revalued to current market prices. And HOCL, like many legacy Indian PSUs, had lands at historic prices. That is, they had bought these lands around 1960s, etc. So it was a huge pile of land bank that they had with them, and all of this had to be revalued. And this revaluation amount is, I spoke about earlier, 1687 crores. So with this single revaluation, the net worth jumped by 1687 crores. So did this revaluation help the company in any way? Not quite, except for one small thing about which I'll come to a bit later on. But immediately after the revaluation, nothing big happened. There was no change at all. The company continued leaking cash. The operations were not profitable. They had a lot of other operational issues which resulted in continuing losses. And what happened was, after a few years after this revaluation, the CAG found that the net worth had declined by 270 crores, mainly because of operational issues. And the company almost became insolvent twice. So as this continued to happen, as this erosion was continuously happening, the government decided to step in. The government decided to do some pruning. There was a 1,000 acres sprawling campus called Rasayani in Maharashtra. The government decided to shut it down almost completely because all the plants inside that campus was leaking cash. It was incurring losses, all except N204. Even that was not profitable, but the company was supplying this to ISRO, and this had to be continued because of national security reasons. So apart from that, everything else was shut down. And as this shutting down continuously kept happening, only one plant remained profitable. That is the HOCL plant at Kochi. This was running smoothly. There were no issues at all, and it was continuously making profits. So because of this pruning and shutting down, the company now sat on a huge land bank without any use, as all the plants were shut down. So the government decided that we'll start selling off these lands, and from this sale, they got around 600 crores. So this is the little advantage I was talking about earlier because of the Ind AS or IFRS revaluation. Apart from this, some old plant and machinery was sold. The company got around 40 crores from this. Following this, there were heavy job cuts, voluntary retirements, and the government provided some bridge loans for the existing employees till they get employed elsewhere. And after all this, the government decided to focus on the profitable Kochi plant. And slowly but steadily, the turnaround started happening, and the company started becoming genuinely healthy. So if you see, it was not the IFRS revaluation which helped the company. It was the government intervention which resulted in the turnaround. So what are the takeaways from this video? For leaders, you have to understand that revaluation can buy you time, but long-term survival solely depends on operational fixes. For analysts and investors, always separate business health from revaluation magic. And for policymakers, real turnarounds require painful decisions, transparency, and a focus on what works. So as you must have seen from this video, HOCL's turnaround did not happen because of accounting tweaks or IFRS revaluations. It happened because of pure business strategies, some painful decisions were taken, and the company started focusing on operational strength. So this is what matters in business. IFRS and other accounting entries are only for proper reporting purposes. Just because a revaluation has happened, it does not mean that a failing business has become a profitable one overnight. I hope this small video was useful to you guys. Till I see you in the next episode, thank you for your valuable time.